here. What do you give on it? 25, 50, 75, $100,000. You are listening to the Auction is Action with You in It podcast presented by Call to Auction, where our favorite four-letter word is S-O-L-D. Sold. Well, welcome back to another episode of the Auction is Action with You in It podcast. I am Bobby D, chronic fundraiser, billion-dollar fundraiser, world champion auctioneer, and today I want to challenge the way that you think about fundraising events. Here's the truth. Your gala isn't entertaining. It's leadership. Now, don't get me wrong. I love a great band. I love incredible food, beautiful decor, exciting live auctions, and a packed dance floor. Those things matter, but they're not why people are there. They're there because they believe in your mission, and every decision you make throughout the evening either strengthens that belief or weakens it. That's leadership. Too many organizations judge your event with comments like, everyone had so much fun, and the room looked amazing, and the food was fantastic. And those are great compliments, yes. But here's the question I'd like to ask. Do those experiences inspire people to give more generously? Because applause doesn't fund your mission. Generosity does. And I believe with every element, your gala should answer this one question. Will this help people connect more deeply with our mission? So let's walk through a few examples. First, your venue. Most organizations choose a venue based on capacity, on cost, or convenience. And yes, these things are important, but your venue is also the first impression your donors have of your organization of that evening. Does it communicate excellence? Does it make people feel welcome? Does it support the conversation? Can everyone actually see the stage? Can they hear every speaker? Leadership thinks beyond logistics. Now, leadership thinks about experience. Now, let's talk about storytelling. And this is where nonprofits miss the opportunity many times. Now, facts don't move people, stories do. Your audience doesn't need another annual report on the screen. They need a reason to care. They need to meet the people whose lives have changed because of your mission. They need to understand not what you do, but why it matters. Every story should answer this question. Why should I care enough to take action tonight? Now next, the run of show. I've seen organizations unintentionally drain energy from the room because there was no strategy beyond the flow of the evening. Too many speeches, too much waiting, too many transitions, long videos, silent moments, confusing directions. Every minute that passes without purpose costs attention, and attention is the currency of generosity. Great events build momentum. Each strategy should naturally lead to the next. Now, every moment should move your guests emotionally closer to making that gift. Now, let's talk about your MC. An MC isn't just someone who introduces the speakers. They're responsible for maintaining energy, for creating clarity, and keeping your audience emotionally engaged. They should make the transitions feel effortless. They should reinforce your mission throughout the evening, and they should prepare the room for generosity, not simply announce what's happening next. Now, the same is true for your fundraising auctioneer. A professional fundraising auctioneer doesn't just sell auction items. They read the room. They create momentum. They remove hesitation. They reinforce donor confidence. And most importantly, they understand that fundraising isn't about selling. It's about inspiring generosity. Then we arrive at what I believe is the emotional centerpiece of the evening, the crescendo, the paddle raise. Far too often I see organizations treat paddle raise like another agenda item. Well, it isn't. It's the moment your guests decide whether they simply attend your event or become a part of your mission and take action. Everything before the paddle race should be preparing people emotionally for that decision. The stories, the videos, the speakers, the transitions, the room energy, the leadership. It's all about leading to one moment, the ask. And here's something I tell organizations all the time. People rarely give because they're convinced. They give because they're inspired. And that's a huge difference. Leadership creates inspiration. Entertainment creates applause. If your audience is clapping but not giving, something's disconnected. Now, finally, let's talk about intentionality. The best fundraising events don't happen by accident. They are designed. Every detail has a purpose. Every decision supports the mission, and every volunteer understands their role. Every board member knows what's expected before, during, and after the event. Every donor touchpoint has been considered. Now that's leadership. Leadership creates confidence, and confidence creates trust. Trust creates generosity. So as you prepare for your next gala, I want you to leave with one challenge. Don't ask, how can we put on a great event? Ask, how can we lead people towards generosity? Because when you lead intentionally, your venue becomes more than a room. Your stories become more than presentations, and your auction becomes more than entertainment. Your paddle raise becomes more than fundraising. Your gala becomes an experience that changes lives, not just for people you serve, but for the donors who discover the joy in making a difference. And that's the real purpose of a fundraising event. And that's why your gala is an entertainment. Again, it's leadership. So I want to thank you all so much again for the impact that you're making in the world. And thank you for listening to the Auction is Action podcast. If this episode challenged the way you think about fundraising events, I'd love for you to subscribe, share it with other nonprofit leaders, leave a review. And you know what? You want to offer an opportunity for a event evaluation for free. And all you need to do is visit calltoauction.com and find our book a meeting site. And right there is an opportunity for you to book your free event evaluation. We will talk through your event from top to bottom. We'll talk about the dollars you raised. We'll talk about the experiences that happened at the event. And then we'll talk about ways that you can improve that. And again, this is no obligation. This is no cost. All you need to do is go to calltoauction.com. Well, thank you again so much for listening, and I will see you on the next episode of the Auction is Action with You in a Podcast. And 25 out of 35, 45, 85, 85,000, 65,000, 75, 85, $100,000, and it's sold right there. You're helping change the world. Thanks, everybody. See you again next time.